to the grocery store or ordered food online recently, which is probably just about everyone, you know prices are through the roof.
Every week, millions of Americans walk into grocery stores believing they're making smart, responsible decisions. Comparing brands, hunting for discounts, maybe even clipping a few coupons. But what if some of the most common items in your cart are quietly draining your budget? This is Frugal Living USA, and in today's breakdown, we're uncovering 10 grocery products that cost far more than they should. These items are cleverly marketed, strategically placed, and massively marked up. We're not just speculating. We've pulled reports from the USDA, Consumer Reports, and pricing audits from real retailers. We've analyzed the data, read the fine print, and reviewed the court cases that most shoppers never hear about. The goal is simple: to help you stop wasting money on things you don't need and to show you smarter, more affordable ways to shop without sacrificing health, convenience, or quality. Let's get started. Pre-cut produce is a classic example of convenience priced at a premium. While it might save you a few minutes in the kitchen, it can cost you 2 to 5 times more per ounce than the whole version. According to USDA market pricing data, a whole pineapple might cost around $3, but the same fruit, sliced and sealed in plastic, often retails for $7, $8, or even $9. That difference adds up, especially for families. And it's not just price. Nutritional studies from the journal Food Control show that pre-cut fruits and vegetables lose vitamin content more quickly due to exposure to air and light. Shelf life also drops, which means a higher chance of throwing money and food away. Retailers love these items because they deliver high margins. But for shoppers, it's often a poor deal. Buying whole produce and prepping it yourself keeps more nutrients in your food and more dollars in your pocket. Bottled water is a $35 billion business in the United States. Yet in most cases, it's nothing more than filtered municipal tap water, repackaged and sold at up to 2,000 times the cost. Consumer watchdog groups, including the Environmental Working Group, have tested dozens of major bottled water brands. The results? Many offered no quality advantage over filtered tap water. Some even contained microplastics and trace contaminants that go unregulated. On average, a gallon of bottled water costs around $1.20. Tap water? Less than a cent. Even factoring in the cost of a basic filter, the savings are dramatic over time. At Frugal Living USA, we always recommend reusable bottles and home filters as a smarter long-term option. You'll reduce waste, protect the environment, and save hundreds per year. Spices are a staple in every kitchen. But if you're buying brand-name jars from major companies, you may be overpaying by 10 times or more. Consumer Reports published a 2022 analysis showing the average price of branded cinnamon at $5. The same quantity, purchased in bulk or from store-brand containers, was just 80 cents. What are you really paying for? Packaging, advertising, and shelf placement, not better flavor. Spices also degrade over time. The USDA suggests replacing ground spices every 2 to 3 years. Buying large amounts rarely makes sense, so it's better to buy smaller quantities more often from bulk bins or dollar stores. Flavor doesn't have to come at a premium. Choose generic or local alternatives and you'll never notice the difference, except on your receipt. Single-serving snacks are everywhere. Granola bars, crackers, chips, all perfectly portioned and individually wrapped. They're marketed as convenient and practical, especially for lunches. But convenience has a cost. According to Nielsen IQ data, single-serve snack packs can cost 80 to 150% more per ounce than their full-sized versions. A box of 8 individual cracker bags might cost $5. A family-size version with the same contents could be just $2. These packs also contribute significantly to plastic waste. Environmental organizations like the Ellen MacArthur Foundation cite them as one of the biggest contributors to landfill overflow. If you're serious about frugal living and reducing waste, bulk snacks and reusable containers are the better choice. You'll save money and reduce your environmental footprint at the same time. Cereal is one of the most profitable products in the grocery store. The packaging is colorful, the slogans are familiar, and the boxes promise everything from whole grains to added vitamins. But behind those promises is a product that's often loaded with sugar and priced at a steep markup. The Center for Science in the Public Interest found that nearly half of top-selling cereals contain more than 10 grams of sugar per serving. That's almost as much as a candy bar. Meanwhile, generic versions often have identical ingredients and taste, but sell for 30 to 60% less. Why the big difference? Branding, shelf placement, advertising. Smart shoppers can switch to lower sugar store brands or skip boxed cereal entirely in favor of oats, grains, or homemade granola. The savings add up quickly, especially for families. Salad kits offer quick convenience. A bag of greens, some toppings, and a little dressing. But according to data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, these kits are among the most overpriced items in the produce section. A Caesar salad kit might run $4.50 for 2 small servings. But a full head of romaine lettuce, a bag of croutons, and a bottle of dressing could make 4 or 5 servings for the same price. Not only are kits more expensive per ounce, they're also more prone to spoilage. The packaging traps moisture, which leads to faster decay. At Frugal Living USA, we recommend prepping your own salads using fresh produce. You'll reduce food waste, expand variety, and keep costs under control. Frozen smoothie packs are heavily promoted as healthy, easy, and portion perfect. But they're also expensive. A single pack of frozen fruit sold in a health-focused store can cost $3 to $6. When purchased individually, the same ingredients, spinach, berries, bananas, and yogurt, can be bought in bulk and used multiple times over for the same price. Statista data shows that pre-portioned smoothie kits carry markups of 200 to 250%. They may also include fillers like juice concentrates or sweeteners that aren't always mentioned up front. DIY smoothie prep is simple. Buy your ingredients, prep your bags at home, and freeze them. You'll save money and control exactly what goes into your food. Convenience rice pouches have become a grocery staple. Just tear the top, microwave for 90 seconds, and serve. But at what cost? Microwavable rice typically costs about $2.50 for a single 8-ounce pouch. Compare that to dry rice, which costs less than $1 per pound and yields over 4 cups of cooked food. The USDA notes that this category of products carries some of the highest percentage markups in the grain aisle, sometimes over 600%. It's not about taste, it's about packaging and labor. By cooking grains in batches and storing them, you can achieve the same convenience without the cost. Lunch kits for kids, commonly known by brand names like Lunchables, bundle small amounts of crackers, cheese, meat, and sometimes a sweet treat. They're marketed as fun, balanced, and portable. But pricing audits from Mintel show that these kits can cost 4 to 5 times more than their homemade equivalent. You could buy a package of crackers, sliced cheese, and lunch meat for the same price and make multiple lunches from it. These lunch kits also tend to be high in sodium and sugar, making them less healthy than they appear. A DIY approach lets you pack better ingredients and customize them to your child's needs without the inflated price tag. There's a time and place for organic produce. But buying everything organic can quickly double your grocery bill with minimal health benefit for some items. That's where the Environmental Working Group's annual lists come in, the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. These lists identify which fruits and vegetables carry the highest pesticide residues and which are relatively clean even when grown conventionally. For example, strawberries and spinach rank high on the Dirty Dozen. But onions, avocados, and pineapples appear consistently on the Clean 15. Paying extra for organic versions of the latter isn't always necessary. At Frugal Living USA, we recommend using these lists as a guide. Target your organic purchases where they matter most. For everything else, save your money for higher impact choices. Many of these grocery ripoffs work because they hide in plain sight. They're wrapped in convenience, promoted with buzzwords, and reinforced by routine. But knowledge is power. Once you recognize the tactics, markups, packaging tricks, misleading health claims, you start shopping differently. You pause, you question, you choose smarter. None of this means cutting corners, it means cutting through the noise. This has been Frugal Living USA. If this helped you spot a trick you've been falling for, consider sharing this video with someone who's also trying to shop smarter. And if you want more deep dive, fact-based breakdowns like this one, subscribe and join us every week. Your money should work for you, not for marketing departments. Stay smart. Stay frugal.